Welcome to Speak Forward English, where we help you master the language with confidence.
Hey, Jerry. How are you doing today?
Sophia, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How about you?
I'm wonderful, thank you. So, are you ready to dive into today's topic?
Absolutely. I've been looking forward to this one. We're talking about common English mistakes, right?
Yes, exactly. And honestly, even native speakers make these mistakes all the time.
Oh, for sure. You know what? Before we jump in, if you're enjoying our podcast and want to improve your English listening skills, don't forget to subscribe. We release new content every single day.
That's right. Daily English listening practice right at your fingertips. Okay, so Jerry, what's the first common mistake you want to talk about?
Well, I think we should start with one that drives grammar enthusiasts crazy. Your versus your.
Oh my goodness, yes. This one is everywhere on social media.
Right? So, your with no apostrophe is possessive. It shows ownership. For example, is this your car?
And your with an apostrophe is actually a contraction of you are.
Exactly. So you'd say, you're going to love this restaurant, which means you are going to love this restaurant.
But people constantly write things like, you're so funny, when they mean, you're so funny.
Yeah. And the easy trick is to just expand it in your head. If you can replace it with you are, then you need the apostrophe.
That's a great tip. So if someone writes, you're going to the store, just think, you are going to the store. If that makes sense, you need Y-O-U apostrophe R-E.
Perfect explanation. You know, I saw a really funny example of this mistake the other day on Twitter. Someone wrote, "You're the best friend ever."
Oh no, that should definitely be you're the best friend ever, meaning you are the best friend ever.
Exactly. And I've even seen it on professional business signs, which is kind of embarrassing.
Oh, that's rough. I remember seeing a sign outside a store that said, you're always welcome here.
Yikes. That's not a great look for a business. It should be, you're always welcome here.
Right. And you know what's interesting? I think people make this mistake more often when they're typing quickly.
That's a good point. When you're texting or writing emails fast, you're not always thinking about the grammar rules.
Exactly. Your brain is just focused on getting the message out there.
But it's still important to proofread, especially in professional settings.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's give our listeners a few more examples to really drive this home.
Good idea. So, your house is beautiful uses Y-O-U-R because we're talking about ownership.
Right, the house belongs to you, and you're invited to the party uses Y-O-U apostrophe R-E because it means you are invited.
Perfect. How about, is this your phone versus you're going to need your phone?
Oh, I like that one because it uses both. Your meaning you are, and then you're showing possession of the phone.
Exactly. And here's another one. Your dog is so cute. You're such a great pet owner.
Oh, that's perfect. Both uses in one sentence. The dog belongs to you, so your dog, and then you are a great owner, so your.
I think our listeners are getting the hang of this now. All right, what's mistake number 2?
Okay, this one is really common and probably even more confusing. There, and there.
Oh boy, the trio of confusion.
I know, right? So let's break it down carefully. There with T-H-E-R-E refers to a place or location.
Right, like the book is over there on the table.
Exactly. And you can also use it in phrases like there is or there are.
So there are 3 apples in the basket.
Perfect. Now, there with T-H-E-I-R is possessive. It shows that something belongs to them.
Like, that's their house on the corner.
Yes, or their children go to the same school as mine.
Good example. And then we have there with an apostrophe, which is a contraction of they are.
So you'd say, they're coming to the party tonight, meaning they are coming to the party tonight.
Exactly. You know, I think this one is confusing because all 3 words sound exactly the same when you say them out loud.
Oh, absolutely. They're homophones, which means they sound identical but have different meanings and spellings.
Right. So when you're speaking, nobody knows which version you're using. But when you write it down, that's when the differences matter.
Exactly. And people mix these up constantly. I see things like, they're going to be late, when it should be, they are going to be late.
Or, put the keys over there instead of over there.
Yes. Or, they're coming to dinner instead of they are coming to dinner.
Yeah. So let's give some more examples to help people remember the differences.
Good idea. So for there, meaning location, I left my keys there. Let's go there tomorrow. There's a great coffee shop downtown.
Perfect. And for their, showing possession, their car is parked outside. I love their new apartment. Their dog is really friendly.
Great examples. And for there, as a contraction, they're running late. They're the best team in the league. They're always so helpful.
Excellent. And again, the trick with there is to expand it in your head. If you can say they are, then use the apostrophe.
That's right. So if someone writes, they're so excited, you should think, they are so excited. That makes sense. So it should be, they're so excited.
Perfect explanation. I wonder if there's a way to remember the difference between there and there.
Oh, actually there is. The word there has here in it. There contains here.
Oh, that's clever. Both there and here are about location.
Exactly. So if you're talking about a place, think here and there both have here in them.
That's a great memory trick. And there has heir in it, like an heir who inherits something, which is about ownership.
Oh, I like that connection. That's really creative, Jerry.
Thanks. I just thought of it. So there and heir both relate to possession or belonging.
That's perfect. And before we move on to the next mistake, let me remind our listeners, if you're finding this helpful, please subscribe for daily English listening practice.
Yes, we're here every day with new content to help you improve your English skills.
All right, so what's mistake number 3?
Okay. This one is about its versus its.
Oh, this one confuses so many people.
It does, because it seems counterintuitive. So its without an apostrophe is possessive.
Right, like the dog wagged its tail.
Exactly. And its with an apostrophe means it is or it has.
So you'd say, it's raining outside, which means it is raining outside.
Or it's been a long day, meaning it has been a long day.
But this one trips people up because we usually add apostrophe S to show possession, right? Like Sarah's book or the cat's toy.
Exactly. That's why people want to write its for possession, but that's actually incorrect.
So remember, if you're trying to show that something belongs to it, you use its with no apostrophe.
Right. The company released its quarterly report.
Perfect example. And let me give another one. The bird built its nest in the tree.
Great. And here's one with the apostrophe. It's a beautiful day outside, meaning it is a beautiful day.
Or, it's been 3 years since I moved here, meaning it has been 3 years.
The contraction trick works here too. If you can replace it with it is or it has, use the apostrophe.
I just thought of a sentence that uses both. It's clear the company values its employees.
Oh, that's perfect. It is clear the company values its employees. The first one is a contraction. The second one is possessive.
Exactly. And you know what else is tricky about this? The word its is one of the possessive pronouns that doesn't use an apostrophe.
Right. Like his, hers, ours, yours, theirs. None of those have apostrophes.
Exactly. So its follows the same pattern as those other possessive pronouns.
That's a really good point, Sophia. So if you think of its as being in the same family as his and hers, it makes more sense why there's no apostrophe.
Absolutely. And I think that's why this mistake is so common. People are applying the general rule for possession, but possessive pronouns are the exception.
Right. The general rule is to add apostrophe S, like the dog's bone or John's car.
But possessive pronouns are special. They already show possession without needing an apostrophe.
Exactly. All right, let's do a few more examples to really cement this.
Good idea. So the restaurant changed its menu uses no apostrophe because the menu belongs to the restaurant.
And it's time to go home uses an apostrophe because it means it is time to go home.
How about the cat licked its paw versus it's raining cats and dogs?
Perfect. The first one shows possession. The second one means it is raining.
Here's a tricky one. It's important that the team meets its deadline.
Ooh, both in one sentence. It is important that the team meets its deadline. The first is a contraction. The second is possessive.
Exactly right. Okay, what's mistake number 4?
All right. This one drives me crazy. Could've, should've, and would've.
Oh yes, people write this all the time, but it's actually completely wrong.
Right, because what they're really saying is could have, should have, and would have.
Exactly. Or the contractions could've, should've, and would've.
So when you say it out loud, I should have called you, sounds like I should have called you.
Right, but when you write it, you should never write OF. It should be HAVE or the contraction with an apostrophe.
So the correct way is, I could have finished the project yesterday.
Or she would have come to the party if she wasn't sick.
Mm-hmm. And when you think about it, of doesn't even make grammatical sense in these sentences.
That's absolutely true. Of is a preposition. It doesn't fit with modal verbs like could, should, and would.
Exactly. You need the auxiliary verb have there to complete the meaning.
Right. These are called modal perfect constructions in grammar. The modal verb plus have plus the past participle.
Wow, that's the technical term. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to remember the grammatical term, but it helps to understand the structure.
Definitely. So it's modal verb, like could, should, or would, plus have, plus a past participle verb like finished or called.
Exactly. I should have called. We could have won. They would have helped.
Perfect examples. I think this mistake happens because people learn English by listening first.
Oh, that's a really good point. When you hear should have, it really does sound like should of.
Right. So if you've never seen it written down correctly, you might just assume it's of.
That makes sense. And honestly, a lot of native speakers make this mistake because they learned to speak before they learned formal grammar rules.
Exactly. So, for our listeners, remember it's always have, never of.
Right. Could have, should have, would have, might have, must have.
All of those use have, not of.
And if you want to use contractions, that's totally fine. Could have, should have, would have.
Just remember that the apostrophe VE is short for have.
Exactly. Let's give some more examples. I could have been a doctor.
We should have left earlier.
They would have helped if you had asked.
You might have seen me at the store yesterday.
Great examples. And remember, everyone, subscribing to our channel means you get daily practice with conversations just like this one.
That's right. Daily English listening to help you avoid these common mistakes and sound more fluent.
All right, Jerry, what's our 5th and final common mistake?
Okay, this last one is about affect versus effect.
This one is tough. Even I have to think about it sometimes.
You're not alone. So, generally speaking, affect with an A is usually a verb.
Right. It means to influence or to have an impact on something.
Exactly. For example, the weather can affect your mood.
Or the new policy will affect all employees.
Perfect. Now, effect with an E is usually a noun.
Right. It refers to the result or consequence of something.
So you'd say, the medication had a positive effect on her health.
Or the effects of climate change are becoming more visible.
Exactly. But here's where it gets tricky. Effect can also be used as a verb, but it's less common.
Right. When you effect change, it means you bring about or cause that change.
Yes, like the new CEO hopes to effect major changes in the company.
But that's pretty formal and not used as often in everyday conversation.
True. So, for most people, the easy rule is affect with an A is the action, the verb, effect with an E is the end result, the noun.
That's a great way to remember it. A for action, E for end result.
Exactly. So, how did the movie affect you? And what was the effect of the movie?
Perfect examples. The first one is asking about the action or influence. The second one is asking about the result.
Right. Let me give another example. The drought affected the farmers, and the effect of the drought was devastating.
Excellent. The drought had an influence on the farmers, and the result was devastating.
And here's one more. How will this decision affect our budget versus what effect will this decision have on our budget?
Oh, that's a great comparison because they're asking basically the same thing, just using different grammar.
Exactly. And I think sometimes people get confused because they want to use the same word in both situations.
Right, but you have to think about whether you're talking about the action or the result.
hmm There's also another memory trick for this one. The word affect with an A comes before effect with an E alphabetically.
Oh, interesting.
And chronologically, the action comes before the result. You affect something first, then you see the effect.
Oh, I love that. That's really clever, Jerry.
Thanks. I mean, it might be a little convoluted, but if it helps people remember.
No, I think it's great. The effect happens first, then the effect follows. A comes before E.
Exactly. So to summarize, affect is usually a verb meaning to influence, and effect is usually a noun meaning the result.
Perfect summary. And while effect can be a verb meaning to cause or bring about, that's much less common.
Right. You'll mostly see effect used as a noun in everyday English.
Okay, so now we've covered all 5 common mistakes. Should we do a comprehensive review?
Yes, let's do that. I think our listeners would appreciate a full recap.
All right, so mistake number 1 was your versus your.
Right. Your, with no apostrophe, is possessive, showing ownership. Your, with an apostrophe, means you are.
And the trick is to expand it. If you can say you are, use the apostrophe version.
Perfect. Mistake number 2. There, and there.
There with THERE refers to a location or place.
There, with THEIR, is possessive, showing that something belongs to them.
And there with an apostrophe means they are.
The memory trick, there has here in it, both are about location.
And there has air in it, both are about ownership or belonging.
Great recap. Mistake number 3 was its versus its.
Its with no apostrophe is possessive, like his or hers.
And its, with an apostrophe, means it is or it has.
Remember that possessive pronouns don't use apostrophes. His, hers, yours, theirs, its.
Exactly. Mistake number 4, could've, should've, would've.
These are incorrect. The correct forms are could have, should have, and would have.
Or the contractions could've, should've, would've.
Never write of in these constructions. It's always have.
Right, because you need the auxiliary verb have with modal verbs like could, should, and would.
And finally, mistake number 5 was affect versus effect.
Affect, with an A, is usually a verb meaning to influence or impact something.
Effect with an E is usually a noun, meaning the result or consequence.
The memory trick, A for action, E for end result.
Perfect. I think we've really covered these thoroughly.
I agree. And you know, Sophia, I think it's worth mentioning that these mistakes are so common because English spelling and grammar can be quite tricky.
Oh, absolutely. English has so many exceptions to its rules and words that sound the same but are spelled differently.
Right. And for people learning English as a second language, this must be even more challenging.
Definitely. But the good news is that once you learn these rules and practice them, they become automatic.
That's true. It's all about repetition and awareness.
Exactly. And that's why daily practice is so important, which is why we encourage everyone to subscribe for daily English listening.
Yes. Every day we bring you new content to help you improve your English skills, whether it's grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, or conversation practice.
And the more you listen and practice, the more natural these rules will become.
Absolutely. You know, I think another important thing to mention is that making mistakes is completely normal and okay.
Oh, that's such a good point, Jerry. Nobody expects perfection, especially when you're learning a language.
Right. Even native speakers make these mistakes all the time.
That's so true. I see these errors constantly on social media, in text messages, even in published articles sometimes.
Exactly. So if you make these mistakes, don't feel bad. Just learn from them and keep improving.
That's great advice. The important thing is to be aware of these common errors and try to correct them when you can.
hmm And the more you read in English, the more you'll internalize correct usage.
Absolutely. Reading is one of the best ways to improve your writing because you're seeing correct grammar and spelling over and over.
Right. Whether it's books, articles, blogs, whatever you enjoy reading.
Yes, and when you do read, pay attention to how these words are used in context.
That's excellent advice. All right, Sophia, I think we've given our listeners a lot of valuable information today.
I agree. We've covered 5 really common English mistakes, explained the rules, given lots of examples, and shared memory tricks.
And hopefully our listeners feel more confident about using these words correctly now.
That's definitely the goal. So everyone, thank you so much for listening today.
Yes, thank you. And remember, if you want more daily English practice, hit that subscribe button.
We're here every single day with new conversations and lessons to help you improve your English, whether it's grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, or conversation practice.
And the more you listen and practice, the more natural these rules will become.
Absolutely. You know, I think another important thing to mention is that making mistakes is completely normal and okay.
Oh, that's such a good point, Jerry. Nobody expects perfection, especially when you're learning a language.
Right. Even native speakers make these mistakes all the time.
That's so true. I see these errors constantly on social media, in text messages, even in published articles sometimes.
Exactly. So if you make these mistakes, don't feel bad. Just learn from them and keep improving.
That's great advice. The important thing is to be aware of these common errors and try to correct them when you can.
And the more you read in English, the more you'll internalize correct usage.
Absolutely. Reading is one of the best ways to improve your writing because you're seeing correct grammar and spelling over and over.
Right. Whether it's books, articles, blogs, whatever you enjoy reading.
Yes, and when you do read, pay attention to how these words are used in context.
That's excellent advice. All right, Sophia, I think we've given our listeners a lot of valuable information today.
I agree. We've covered 5 really common English mistakes, explained the rules, given lots of examples, and shared memory tricks.
And hopefully our listeners feel more confident about using these words correctly now.
That's definitely the goal. So everyone, thank you so much for listening today.
Yes, thank you. And remember, if you want more daily English practice, hit that subscribe button.
We're here every single day with new conversations and lessons to help you improve your English.
Whether you're a beginner or advanced, there's always something new to learn.
That's right. And practicing your listening skills is one of the most important parts of language learning.
Absolutely. The more you listen, the better you'll understand, and the more confident you'll become. Well, Jerry, this has been a great conversation. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you, Sophia. It's always a pleasure talking with you.
Likewise. All right, everyone. Until next time, keep practicing, keep learning, and keep improving your English.
Yes, and remember, don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's how we learn.
Perfect note to end on. Everyone, take care, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, everyone. Happy learning.
Bye.